Hello, this is my first in a series called Dino Talks, where I expand upon a concept, certain interactions, or just go a little bit more in-depth on a specific part. Of course, it's always filtered through the eye of Dinosaur Tribal. This inaugural episode, I'll be going over the early game, how it can be fragile, and what you can aim for. Now, we're going to start on turn 2. My three amigos, Marauding Raptor, Otepec Huntmaster, and Drover of the Mighty. They often get answered and will continue to be answered. That's okay though, it's something I've experienced. You guys, if you've tried a dino deck before, something you've likely experienced as well and come to terms with. A fact of life, you could say. Now, it's still important to go fast, as usually important to go as fast as possible. If they got a counter, they got to, that's, I fully expected something, but if they have it, got to get it out of their hand at some point. Just playing scared, playing safe against this deck, I mean, you're guaranteed to lose if you do that. Oh, you know it, you love it. Shifting Ceratops. Can't counter that. Hopefully they don't have another set of the wreckage. We'll see. We'll try for Galta. If they counter it, it's probably... they might have a settle. Might have a settle.
Use the force.
Yes. Oh. Oh. You don't expect that to happen. My goodness. Even in the face of all that fantastic removal, fatal push, strangle, you know the stuff. We've all seen it. Probably used it as well because it is so fantastic. You still want to be able to capitalize when the opponent stumbles a little bit. They don't happen to have that removal, which is often enough, I would say. And jam-packing so many little things early on, if it's only targeted removal, chances are they may run out. Well, you'll stick something that's going to help progress the game plan of dinos. Even if they do kill something on turn 2, maybe they go Thoughtseize on turn 1. We've all seen that, likely. Most of us have used that, I would imagine. Even if they do, with this list, which you can see in the description or the comments there, there's jam-packed, absolutely. A ton of stuff to do on turn 2. Turn 3 could still be quite efficient, depending what you have. You can still use all available mana. You should be okay. You may not have to worry as much as you thought originally. Now, speaking of lots of stuff that you can do for 2, this brings me to the 4th amigo, I guess you could say. Not exactly, but Thunderherd Migration. Boom. Wow. Oh, that's some good stuff. Who doesn't love a rampant growth, for anybody that knows that? But stable ramp, that is where it's at. So we have 16 things for 2. The nice stable ramping from Thunderherd there has felt like a fantastic complement to the other 3 amigos. If it's not safe to maybe go one of them on turn 2, you can just drop Thunderherd Migration and keep the plan going. Perhaps you think though, Tarzan, that is too much costing 2.
I think not.
When you look at everything, I'm going to go over how they complement each other and really just lead to some fantastic aggression. I think I'll change your mind if you are a little bit wary of having so much cheap stuff. Oh no, that's too much. We want a little bit bigger. You're gonna like this. That's for sure. You're going to come to love it as much as I have. I've used 3 amigos, but adding Thunderherd, just jam-packing everything at 2. It's doing the trick. My goodness. They don't have enough fatal pushes to stop that. Combination-wise, you might choose to go Thunderherd Migration, like I mentioned, on turn 2. If you see a Source of Black up for fatal push, a Source of Red for struggle as well, that's likely a pretty high possibility, especially with red. Lots of stuff that at least does 2 damage. So taking out Otepec Huntmaster or Drover of the Mighty. Now, if you see 1 red up, I would probably risk it for Marauding Raptor because it does have 3 toughness. There's probably a pretty low chance they're able to take out Marauding for a single red. So in that scenario, I would also consider risking it. Oh, now, come turn 3. Whew. There's going to be some fantastic, a wide range of actually efficient lines of play. Otepec plus Marauding Raptor, of course, could be lovely stuff. Drover as well. Now, If you're sitting on 3 lands, turn 3, you go Otepec Huntmaster for 2, Marauding for 1. Pretty decent. You could be at 4 lands, though, on turn 3, which would lead to Otepec Huntmaster, Marauding Raptor, Drover of the Mighty. Bam! If they can't stop that with a sweeper, I mean, bad things are going to happen on turn 4. That's for sure. Hopefully, crossing the fingers. Of course, that is still pretty fragile, but it is a fantastic setup. If all they have is targeted spot removal answers, no sweepers, it's going to be a bad day. Chances are they don't have enough removal to stop 3 pretty fantastic bodies coming down on turn 3. Plus, if you had a Otepec Huntmaster on turn 2, you could be having 4 bodies out. Otepec Huntmaster, so it's reducing everything by 1. Come turn 3, you go Marauding Raptor for 1, Drover for 1, possibly Wayward Swordtooth, Ranging Raptors, that sort of thing. Stuff that really maximizes that cost reduction potentially can lead to some absolutely explosive plays. And of course, Otepec Huntmaster, if it was turn 2, you give Marauding Raptor haste, potentially swinging for some absolutely nasty amounts of damage. Oh, stop. What you're doing. This specific scenario, playing Marauding Raptor and then Drover of the Mighty, that can be risky. You gotta make sure and kind of be wary. Do your best guess, you could say. They have a source of black up or some way that you suspect they could kill Marauding Raptor. You may not want to go Drover of the Mighty. If they see that interaction, they're going to take out Marauding Raptor after it pings Drover of the Mighty, or just while the trigger is on the stack. But if Marauding Raptor leaves, bam, Drover dies. It's a very debilitating and shed some tears. That's for sure. That's a very rough time. A 2-for-1 there, and it's going to set you back a lot. Always be wary, especially of a situation like that. If Marauding is your only dino, you may want to think twice about playing that Drover of the Mighty that temporarily gets pinged. Something to keep in mind. Now, for specifics. So we've mentioned, and you've possibly seen or experienced yourselves Marauding Raptor swinging quite big on numerous turns. Factor that in. Hey, fantastic stuff. It's a big body. The turn 2 play sometimes is kind of weak, but Marauding, the potential to be swinging for 6, 8. Sometimes I've had it swing for 10, but
severe damage.
Maybe even 12 at some point. But that's few and far between. You could reasonably expect it to at least be swinging for 4. Often enough times it's swinging for 6, and then sometimes even 8. Hopefully you can get it with trample. Possibly they may just have a completely open board, and then Marauding, the temporary buff and power, is going to lead to some sneaky lethal swings often enough that it is a lovely sight to see. And then Otepec Huntmaster, of course, being similar to Marauding Raptor with that cost reduction, the haste, which naturally oftentimes is going to lead to more damage if you get 1 extra swing with a dinosaur. Otepec Huntmaster technically is dealing an extra 4 damage, 5 damage, something like that. But the haste is very, very important with Otepec. Now, Drover of the Mighty is simply fantastic, often being a fabulous 3/3 tapping, adding 1 mana of any color. Lovely to fix stuff. Now you add in something like Domri, Anarch of Bolas to buff everything, and if you don't need that mana, you're swinging with a awesome 4/3. That's better than Llanowar Elves, which we're going to get to in a second here. With Drover, you've got what could have been 4/3 tap for 1 mana of any color for a single green if you played it after playing Marauding Raptor. I don't know about you, but that is the best dork I can think of for a single mana. All those 3 creatures are not weak plays at all, and they continue to be impactful throughout the game. Possibly Otepec Huntmaster there, but it just does so much early on. If it sticks around, it's worth the risk. Trust me. Consider this. If you've used Llanowar Elves in Dino List, when are you ever happy to see it after turn 1?
Sayonara.
If you see it and try to play it on turn 2, something else probably would have been better anyways. The Thunderherd Migration is going to be much more stable. Otepec Huntmaster is potentially going to be helping cast multiple things due to cost reduction, as well as Marauding Raptor there. Drover the Mighty is just a simply better body and better fixing potential with 1 mana of any color. If I would see Llanowar Elves any turn other than turn 1, that would just not be good when you compare it to the other 2-drops. Otepec Huntmaster is simply better than Llanowar Elves. If you have the choice of something that's going to die to Marauding Raptor, might as well be the potential Otepec Huntmaster could have been. Besides, Llanowar Elves isn't giving something haste where Otepec Huntmaster you would be able to swing with whatever dino that you drop on turn 3 anyways, similar to what Llanowar Elves help to accelerate out on turn 2 because it's not giving it haste, so both things are going to be swinging on turn 3. Now after turn 3, options hopefully explode with all this lovely setup. Hopefully it wasn't interrupted too much. One final choice to consider though is the absolutely fantastic Commune with Dinosaurs. I would advise against using Commune with Dinosaurs if it's a list that's kind of just splashing Ripjaw Raptor, Shifting Ceratops, maybe Marauding Raptor. There isn't enough hits for Commune with Dinosaurs. With that out of the way, imagine it grabs Ripjaw Raptor, Marauding Raptor, something like Shifting Ceratops to complete a smooth transition into turn 3. It's always lovely to have something to do on turn 1 with Commune. Maybe just grab that extra land, but Commune with Dinosaurs is absolutely fantastic at any point in the game, and that's sometimes hard to say about a lot of cards, really. That's all for now. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any questions, concerns, definitely I'll be happy to answer that, so leave a comment, and remember, there is always room for improvement. Have a good one.